Hi and welcome. Today I'm super excited to bring you the sparkling poinsettia to show you how to create it using three different coloring combinations to blend them together, adding the glitter, the sparkle, and the glam that we love to celebrate and showcase the holiday season. If you and I have not met, my name is Emma Lou with Heartfelt Creations, and today we're going to learn how to get started creating those Christmas cards. Like it or not, Christmas is less than 5 months away. And I don't know about you, but it seems to come a little bit quicker every single year. And we have these ideas that this year we'll start a little bit sooner with our Christmas cards. But some of us like to procrastinate and wait until December rolls around. But if you like to start early and you would like to get started today, join me and we'll learn how to create some beautiful Christmas poinsettias in the easy way. I love how you get to create these beautiful one-of-a-kind poinsettias. You get to make them in the colors you want using the techniques that I'm showing today. Now, as I am creating today, I feel like I should have some Christmas music playing, but it's hard to not be in the mood for Christmas when you see these beautiful poinsettias, and I just love what all you can create with them. Now, these just became available through digital downloads this week, and I couldn't be more excited to share how to create these with you. Which stick around to the very end. I can't wait to show you like the pieces that come. This is just a snippet of the pieces that come within the collections and how you can like just some close up and personal views of them. Like look at that, so gorgeous. It's Christmas card making made easy. You know, you don't have to worry about running out of the paper that you love or the elements that you want. You can pick the design of card you want to make if you want to make 10 of them, or if you want to make 25 of them, or if you want to make one of them. You get to choose, but you don't have to have the anxiety of like, oh my gosh, will I run out of the paper? Will I run out of this image? Oh, what about this or that? You get to just have the joy of creating whatever you desire. So this poinsettia, I use the stamped digital version, and I just switched the colors to be a little bit more of a dark burgundy line instead of black. However, you could choose to do whatever you prefer. So you can do that. I cut out a bunch of those flowers, and then that gave me the option to just have some fun creating all the different sizes. Now the one that we're creating today, we're going to do 3 layers. These smaller ones, we only did 2 layers, but I wanted to show you how you can do it if you want something super dimensional for hand giving. However, you can do just a one-dimensional flower with a beautiful center that you add and you're good to go. So here we go. Actually, I see that I am missing the 3rd layer, so I won't be able to show you the 3rd layer. Well, that's a bummer. However, you get the gist of how it looks with the 3rd layer. Sorry about that. But I think that as we press them together, you'll see how that's done. If you want more details, just let us know. But I am bummed about that because it just really just adds that next level of creativity with it. So we're going to start out by using Monarch Orange. Yes, orange is going to be the center color to this flower. Let's move some of this stuff back so that you can see that in the center there. I want you to be able to see it fully. Now there might be moments where, actually, you know what, let's just pull this up so you can see a little bit better as I color. Sometimes just holding it up, do you see how that color just comes on there beautifully in the middle? And I am using our handy dandy daubers. This is a triangular shape so that you can get into the corners. We do still have some of those available. They're available while supplies last. Once they're gone for good. But as you can see, I have a stack of them stacked on top of each other. I do not stick my finger down the top. It makes it that you have better control. It's more like a pencil that you just anchor your fingers around when you're coloring. Okay? So you have that base kind of bright pop of orange. And then we're going to do the red color of archival vermilion. And we're going to use that as the in-between color as we do kind of that gradient color towards the tip. So the vermilion is more of what I call a bright Christmas red. uh, kind of like a shocking red. My shirt is supposed to look more red in celebration of the colors I'm using today, but it looks more orange in the lights, which is kind of funny to me. So if it looks like I'm wearing, I guess, a combination of a red-orange shirt today. Okay, so let's see. Now, if you are watching, joining me, let me know where you're watching from. Introduce yourselves. If you are new, welcome. We're so glad you're here. If you're a returning crafter, I just love sharing creative inspiration with you each week. So this is the red geranium color. This is a darker color that has more of a burgundy flavor that we're adding to the tip. And this gives you a beautiful gradient color. So you go from the orange to the bright red to that burgundy tip. So we'll do that all the way around. So if you don't know this, each Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I bring you creative inspiration right here on our social media platforms. So you can plug that into your calendar so you can watch it. You don't have to rewatch the recording. However, if you can't make it, you can always watch the recording as well. Okay, so there you go. So you can color these flowers when you're watching TV. You can do it when you just have 30 minutes of time that you can create, and you have these beautiful poinsettias. So if you don't do anything else, just start creating some beautiful poinsettias so that when you do start putting your cards together, you have these poinsettias that you can just add into your cards. Because I always, not always, but most of the times my Christmas cards include a dimensional poinsettia. I just love them. You can do them in so many different colors, from the traditional reds that I'm using to like an icicle blue or an icicle purple color, or if you wanted to do a mint and pink combination. So you really get to decide how you want to do the color combinations for these. So what you're going to do next is you're going to use this stylus. We're going to flip it stamp side down and just go back and forth. The harder you press, the more dimension this is going to get. And you'll see that I am kind of laying my stylus down flat. If you don't have the stylus yet, we do have this available in the Basic Essentials kit while supplies last. And there's multiple tip sizes in there that you can interchange depending on which flower size you are creating with. So there you go. You just have that back and forth on every single petal. So you'll continue to do this until every petal is layered. And if you wanted a 3-layer flower, you would do this on each of the petals. And for the poinsettia, I like to layer the same petal size on top of each other. Now, if you would be going to do 3 petals, what you'll notice when I layer them is I offset it by about a half a turn instead of a full turn, okay? So that makes that when you do, so this hopefully kind of explains what I was meaning by doing 3. So if you do more like a half a turn, you have this offset, and then you have the other one that's more like in the middle. So you can see all 3 layer tips. So what we're going to do next, this one is already lacquered, already has that glitter on it. We're doing this a little bit different than I advise you to do normally, and that is adding your crystal lacquer layer next. And what that does is it allows you to get a very smooth, a very thin layer of crystal lacquer, which gives you the shine. It dries very quickly, and you don't have to mess around spending a lot of time with it. So we're just going to take our crystal lacquer. I'm just going to twist off the entire cap so I can get a bunch of a crystal lacquer, or just a more of a glob of crystal lacquer, which versus waiting for the really fine tip. So I have that on my tip, and then I am just going to sponge that onto my flower. Do you see how shiny that becomes? So you don't need a thick coat, just a very thin coat, okay? So you'll do that on every petal. And then if you want to add the glitter, you can go ahead and do that. Now we have 2 different kinds of glitter that we absolutely love. If I can, I have the one kind right beside me. I forgot to get the other kind. So here's where you want to make a decision what you want to do. You can use a crystal clear, which is very chunky. It has that clear glitter effect, or you can do the frosting powder if you want to have a poinsettia with more of a frosted edge. So that's the difference between the two, is the one has more of a white sheen when it's dry versus just a clear sheen. But both are equally pretty, okay? So can you see that? It's a little bit. So I'll just kind of sprinkle with my finger, and I will add that glitter to the top while that is still drying. Now, you will want to get that on pretty quickly because the crystal lacquer has a fine enough layer that it does dry faster. Now, typically I would recommend that you just lay this aside to dry and then layer it together. But since I'm showing this to you today, I'm not really going to worry about that. I'm just going to try and keep my fingers off the flour, and I'm going to put that flour in the bottom, and we're just going to put a dollop of glue. That was the heat glue. Okay, so there we go. Let's make sure you can see that. So all I did is I just put that in the center, and you'll see that that's flatter. So you can have flatter poinsettias for mailing, or if you're going to be hand giving this one, what you'll do is you'll just press down in the middle, and that will give you a really beautiful dimensional flower. Now for the centers, you can do a couple different ways. Excuse me, I feel like I need to sneeze. Of course, when I'm filming, I need to sneeze. Maybe I sniff some glitter. Okay, so here we go. We have these just regular glittery berries in the center. Or you can do one that has a coating of some frills. I'm going to put this one in the center. So when you do this, what you'll want to do is you can color the berries, or you don't need to. I'm not going to do that for this one, so you can just kind of see. I'll pop this down in the center. And just give it a little bit of a rounded look, and press down in the middle. And then I'm going to grab a scrap piece of cardstock. This one you can see was on there. It's already dry because I did that previously. But I'm going to put this on a scrap piece of cardstock, and I am going to put little dots of the crystal lacquer on top, and I'm going to just make sure they're pretty tiny. I don't want to have large dots if I'm doing this so it doesn't run off my berry and go all over the place, okay? So we're gonna do that. That one ran a little bit, but that's okay. You'll see that on some of the berries that I did. You'll just kind of wanna brush it away a little bit if you wanted to do that. So I'm gonna empty my tiny tray. Now, if you don't have the Sparkling Poinsettia collection yet, those are available to you through digital downloads. I am using the color called Guilt Trip in Prills. The Sparkling Poinsettia collection you can start with creating with today. All you have to do is just go purchase, download, print, and cut with your machine, okay? So that looks super messy right now, and that's okay. You'll have that a little bit when you are doing these. I'm gonna put this to the side, put that back on the scrap piece of paper. You can use the pin from your Dries Clear glue, and you can just push those berries back where they belong. And that will happen a little bit more with your crystal lacquer, especially if you have a little puddle. So just that slid, because we had already shaped it, that's what's creating the sliding, because there's a little bit of dimension, but just take some time. Sorry, you couldn't see what I was doing. I was focused on putting these little guys on there. Sorry about that. I have to really pay attention that my finger stays in the middle of the screen. I get preoccupied with creating and not looking at what you can see. Okay, so we're going to put this on and put that away to dry and show you how to add this to the center. Now, I like to add, once it's dry, I like to add just a little bit of the hot glue in the center. I like to pinch this. Some people are kind of scared that the glue will seep out and touch your fingers, but my glue, hot glue gun, is a dual temp glue gun. So I have it on the low temperature, so my hot glue is not as hot. So if that does happen, can you see that? Just a little cluster, a little clump. And then we'll go ahead and add a little clump of that hot glue in the middle, layer that little berry cluster, and you have a poinsettia. I'm going to lay this one aside to dry so we can bring one up that is already dry. And let's see if we can get, this is the 3 berry, this is for the smaller one. And let's see if we can get a closer look at this. Oh, that's wider. Here we go. Let's see if we can bring that up. Yay, there we go. And there you have those beautiful little poinsettias that you absolutely love. So that's the basics of creating Christmas poinsettias this season. If you don't have these yet, make sure to get yours through the digital downloads. We'll add the links so you can have those for quick and easy ordering. If you're an insider member, you get 40% discount savings on that. But before I go, I wanted to share some more beautiful images that I have in front of me that are ready to be used for Christmas cards. Next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be back showing you how to then take those poinsettias and put them on two different cards. One's going to be a card that is a what do you call it, a centerfold, an easel card. Sorry, my brain was blanking on that one. And then the other card will be one that you can slide in a gift card or a special sentiment note that you want to on the inside, which I'm super excited about, using these beautiful pieces from the papered elements and the digital stamps. So these are some cards that are completely done. This is the poinsettia more in a distressed look. This is the poinsettia with a candle. There is a candle image that makes these cards absolutely pop. You can do the stamp image, you can color it yourself, or you can do the digital image, which is what I'm going to show you next week. You can just print this out, your machine cuts it, and all you have to do is just add some beautiful dimensional flowers on top, and you can keep it as simple or as elegant as you want. Look at these Christmas tags. You can make them small, you can make them large, and the sprays and filigrees are absolutely incredible, from small like this to large ones. Look at this one. This one would make a beautiful anchor on the bottom or top of a card, and then you've got these ornaments. Here's one that's a little bit bigger. And here's some Christmas card panels that are ready to be added. So lots of different ways. And I love how these come off the edge, so that just adds a little extra layer there. Here's an oval that's like that too. Here is a beautiful square. Like, all you really have to do here is add some dimensional poinsettias, add your sentiment, 3D it on a card, and you are so ready to go. So who's ready to have fun creating beautiful Christmas cards that you will love making, but will also actually be doable for you to do, right? So you can pick your design. Some of us like to just do one design at Christmas. Some of us like to do, 10 different cards. So wherever you find yourself, you don't have to worry about running out of the paper, out of the elements that you want to use. You can print the digital stamp images, color to your heart's content. There's something for every crafter in there. So I can't wait for you to experience the joys of creating with the Sparkling Poinsettia collection. And if you don't have it and you've been on the sidelines, you'd like to know how to use the digital downloads, let us know in the comments. We'd be happy to give you some links to resources that will get you started. Just like some of our crafters that thought, oh, I'm too old, I don't know that I can do digital, and technology just makes my brain go to mush, right? I like things that are simple, and I think you'll love what we have for you. If you don't have these, most of our crafters like to do this. They like to be an insider member. These are the benefits. For $12.99 a month, you get a 40% discount on all of your digital downloads. You get a 20% discount on any crafting basics that we send to you, like your frosting powders, your crystal lacquers, your stylus tool, different things like that. You get free shipping on any order size if you're in the US. Plus, our crafters love this. You get access to all of our online classes. There's over 50 of them. They're 2 hours in length. They sell individually for $30 each. I've had thousands of crafters take these classes, and they absolutely love it. There are projects in there they thought they couldn't make, but as I guide them through like a GPS, they can pause, watch, rewind, and do it step by step. And they're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe what I just created. So with that, I will be back here next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Can't wait to share what you can now do by taking these poinsettias and adding them to a card. See you then.